It was a moment of unfiltered clarity on The Daily Show, a rare break from the polished PR machine that typically shields celebrities from raw public scrutiny. Jon Stewart, legendary for his sharp political commentary and unwavering comedic integrity, took direct aim at the culture of fear surrounding Meghan Markle after The Late Show with Stephen Colbert reportedly scrapped a comedy segment mocking her Netflix sequel with Love, Season 2. The reason? Pressure from higher-ups worried the Duchess might take offense. But Stewart wasn't having it. "Since when did being a Duchess mean we can't laugh at you?" he blasted. "You wanted Hollywood? Welcome to it." With Love, Season 2, Markle's tone-deaf return to the streaming world has already become a punchline in industry circles even before its official release. The first season was marketed as a heartfelt journey of love and loss, but insiders describe it more bluntly. A self-congratulatory montage of first-world problems delivered with the emotional gravity of a shampoo commercial. Season 2, by early accounts, is more of the same, except now there's less public interest and more industry backlash. What irked Stewart wasn't just the idea of another overly polished healing journey. It was the silencing of comedy itself. Colbert getting pulled off a bit because of her? That's not royalty. That's censorship, he told his audience, who roared in approval. You can't sell documentaries about truth while stifling punchlines. This isn't the first time Meghan's presence has disrupted creative freedom. Former staffers from the Archwell Foundation have quietly spoken about the stringent image control behind the scenes, with one producer stating, "Every line, every edit, every piece of press had to be on brand. You couldn't even suggest a rewrite without fearing backlash." Even Netflix executives, once bullish on their deal with the Sussexes, are treading lightly. After the lukewarm reception of Harry and Meghan, internal sources say the appetite for more content from the couple has dropped drastically. One content strategist at Netflix told Variety, anonymously, "The numbers don't justify the noise. And the noise is constant. Every project comes with drama, demands, and diva-level PR chaos." When asked about Stewart's remarks, a senior CBS staffer said, "Jon said what most of us feel but can't say out loud. She's turned criticism into a human rights issue. That's not activism. That's a shield." When Meghan first stepped into Hollywood post-royalty, there was curiosity, maybe even hope, that she'd bring a fresh perspective to storytelling. But that narrative quickly collapsed under the weight of endless victimhood and curated vulnerability. Her interviews, most notably with Oprah and The Cut, have been dissected not just for content, but for contradictions. Now, her brand seems stuck in a loop. Preachy projects, polished veneers, and passive-aggressive jabs at the British royal family, all under the guise of empowerment. Stewart skewered this perfectly. "You left the monarchy to find freedom, and now you're building a new one where no one's allowed to laugh?" It's a sentiment echoed by fans and critics alike. Comment sections across social media platforms are filled with users expressing fatigue. Another documentary? Still blaming everyone but herself? Enough already. The public, it seems, has caught on, and the honeymoon with Hollywood is. Stephen Colbert has never been shy about poking fun at public figures, from presidents to pop stars. That his segment mocking with Love was pulled at the last minute raises serious questions about influence and interference. Multiple writers from Colbert's team have hinted that CBS execs feared a PR nightmare if Meghan was offended, particularly given her ongoing media efforts to position herself as a misunderstood advocate rather than a power-conscious brand strategist. This is what led Stewart to finally snap. "We're not doing comedy for Buckingham Palace. This is The Daily Show. If Meghan can't handle a punchline, maybe she shouldn't be on camera." Colbert himself has remained publicly silent, but sources say he was deeply frustrated by the decision to pull the segment. If the cancellation was indeed a move to protect Meghan's image, it backfired, only amplifying the perception that her celebrity now comes with a gag order. What Meghan Markle is facing isn't just media pushback, it's cultural exhaustion. Hollywood thrives on reinvention, resilience, and, yes, a sense of humor. Meghan has shown little of any. From her wine brand, As Ever Rose, being ridiculed by critics like Graham Norton, to her rumored diva behavior on set, the Duchess appears to be burning bridges faster than she can build them. and Jon Stewart's takedown may just mark the beginning of a larger reckoning. "There's a difference between telling your truth and being allergic to criticism," he said in closing. "And if the latter is true, maybe storytelling isn't the job." The truth is, in an industry built on satire, scrutiny, and substance, Meghan Markle is now seen by many as a roadblock rather than a revelation. And for comedians like Stewart and Colbert, who've spent decades challenging power with humor, her crown holds no sway. In fact, Stewart's bold commentary may be signaling what insiders are calling the Markle reversal, a growing trend in Hollywood, where big names are no longer willing to risk their reputations or careers to tiptoe around Meghan's brand. The entertainment world has survived scandal, satire, and social shifts, but few figures have managed to create such an impenetrable wall of image control while claiming to champion openness and transparency. That contradiction is not just irritating, it's insulting to the very foundation of creative freedom. What makes this even more glaring is the contrast between Meghan's selective vulnerability and the comedic world's embrace of self-deprecation. Stewart and Colbert have both built careers on dismantling their own flaws in front of millions. Meghan, by contrast, seems determined to curate every tear, every narrative, every applause line. And in a post-Me Too, post-Trump, post-truth media landscape, audiences are simply demanding more. If Meghan truly wants to be taken seriously as a content creator, it might be time to stop hiding behind carefully worded monologues and let the world laugh once in a while. Because in Hollywood, when you become too precious to parody, you're not revered, you're irrelevant. And no amount of royal titles can shield you from that.